Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy D.Wise, and we're back with another episode of OTV Live. This is the show for the independent creative. And we got Standby Gypsy in the building.
What's going on, D? How's it going, man?
I'm all right, man. There's a lot of shit to talk about today.
Yeah, we already started prepping before the show talking about stuff.
Pretty much, man. We wanted Frank to come in, but he had to go get some food.
He did.
But make sure you keep on checking him out. Is Quite Frankly?
Yes, it is.
Quite Frankly.
On YouTube.
On YouTube, man. You can check him out every night.
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock. I come after him on Mondays. So, yeah, you know what it is. Yo.
What up?
We're gonna get into a lot of shit tonight. I don't know if our guest is gonna be here. She had some family problems.
Okay.
But we can hold it down.
Absolutely.
We can hold it down without her tonight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. First things first. Well, let's get into our sponsor.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, man. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Koi Creative Space, right in the heart of White Plains, New York. So if you need a place to create, if you need a place just for quiet, that is the place to go. They're located at 169 Mamaroneck Avenue, second floor. I think it's right above Lily's, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, they're centrally located. They have parking in the back. Mention OTV Live, and you'll get 20% off your membership. Pricing is right there. You don't need a key to get in. All you need is a cell phone. It's very upscale.
I like that.
Yo.
Very Star Trek-y.
Yo, it's crazy, man. You just hold your phone up to the door and you can just open it.
That's it,
It's
huh?
crazy. So check them out. You know what I'm saying? If Matt is there, tell him I said what's up. He was in the studio a couple weeks back talking about Koi and his company, Turquoise Design, which he started. And that's about it, you know?
Okay.
So let's see if we can share this. Let's see if OTV, oh, there it is, OTV. We're going to share that to my page and see what's going on with that. The top 10 independent albums, boy. Whew.
Is there some movement?
There's some movement.
You know,
and guess who's coming back up? Yeah, man. They're about to get back into the top 10. I think they're number 12 this week.
Is this the list here? Right here?
Yeah, we got the list. That's it. Yep. That's the one we got. All right. So we're going to get into the top 10 independent albums in the country. Well, before we do that, I want to give a shout out to Cardi B. I was having a conversation.
These ain't red bottoms. These is blood shoes.
So Cardi B next week is going to be crowned.
She be on the show?
No, she won't be on the show. Damn it. She's making a little bit too much money to come on OTV Live right now.
I was hoping.
But next week, dated October 7th, she will be crowned number 1 on Billboard Top 100.
Oh.
She is the first female MC that has had a number 1 record in 19 years.
What? What about Nikki?
No, Nikki has never, without a feature.
Oh.
Nikki has never made a number 1
She's
song.
saying Nikki needs help every time to get that.
Of course she does.
Okay, just asking.
Okay, if you want to say, think about every number 1 Nikki song.
I don't know the number 1 Nikki songs. I just
I think what was the song? What was that song that she
For
had?
Life. What's the one with Drake with For Life?
No, yeah. Moment for Life. If that went to number 1, you got Drake on it. If you do Super Bass, she had Esther Dean on that.
Okay.
If you do Anaconda,
yeah,
I don't think that never. I don't think that ever went number 1. But Nikki, I mean, I love Nikki. I just think she's a very cocky individual. But not since Lauryn Hill doo-wop that thing.
That was my album.
Yeah, 19 years. Anaconda number 2. Super Bass number 3. Starships number 5. Only number 12. Moment for Life only 13. No Frauds 14. Truffle Butter 14. Your Love. She's never made a number 1. Nope. She's never had a number 1 song. So let's get that out of the way. So congratulations to you, Cardi B, because you have the number 1 song in the country.
And Cardi B's not a rapper.
compared to like Nikki grew up before
Right.
all the costumes and the hair and the voices. I mean, she was a Brooklyn rapper. I mean, she could
Queens rapper.
Excuse me. Yeah, she could battle
Don't
rap with the
disrespect
best
Brooklyn
of them.
like that.
You know, my
Brooklyn
bad.
come after your ass.
They might.
Brooklyn
Please
come
don't.
after you.
But yeah, I mean, she could battle rap with the best of them. I mean, obviously she's flipped that into a corporation, and I don't knock Nikki. I mean, I don't
knock Nicki.
No.
The problem I have with Nicki Minaj is she's just arrogant as fuck.
She is. It's annoying.
She's arrogant, and
obnoxious.
she's obnoxious. I'll tell you. Shout out to Blue Rivera. He got me tickets to go to her function that she had a couple years ago. Christmas. I think it was like Christmas Eve or something like that.
Okay.
Now it wasn't a performance, which is cool.
You knew that going into it.
I knew that going into it
Okay.
that it wasn't a performance.
That's fair.
She was coming through, and she was supposed to be hosting like the night.
Okay.
So Funkmaster Flex was there. This is at Webster Hall, which is currently closed at this time for renovations.
Oh, they are renovating. They are going to reopen.
They're going to reopen,
Good.
but they've closed. It's the longest term ever. So
Wait,
we went.
was this? Oh, this is the Webster Hall show.
Yeah,
Oh, the infamous Webster Hall show.
the infamous Webster Hall show.
Gotcha.
So we're waiting. We're up in VIP. We bought a couple bottles, like we chilling and
Stunting.
shit. Well, we were stunting a little bit.
Had
You know what I'm
shades
saying?
on inside.
Yeah, we had the shades on inside. So we go. We're waiting. So 12 o'clock turns into 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock into 2 into 3.
Oh hell no, I'd have been home.
Nikki not even there.
No, I'd have been home.
Nikki not even there. So 3:20, 3:30 rolls around. Here this bitch come.
That's exactly how you address someone.
Right.
That late to a show.
Right.
This
Here this bitch come walking in. You know, talking all that yang yang. She goes upstairs to VIP, talks to every one of her peoples, like from Queens.
Right.
And everybody was just like, Nikki.
Right.
So she has them bring a cordless microphone up to VIP, gets on the microphone and says, Flex, are you going to let them know that this is not a performance? I'm not here to perform. Like, bitch, you showed up 30 minutes before the
Do
club.
one song.
She showed up 30 minutes before the club was even supposed to close. So,
But you said you knew this going in. It wasn't a performance.
right. But I don't even care. Just
Okay.
get there. If you're going to get there at 1 o'clock,
Right.
be on stage, talk to people. So then she comes.
You ain't got to stay. Just get there.
Bring
on
her
time.
little fake booty having ass down to the stage. She says she's going to give money away for a twerk contest.
Okay.
So she gets girls up on the stage. She pulls out a wad of $100 bills.
Okay.
Now my mom wants to call me.
No, say goodbye to mom. No, mom. Do your shit.
She pulls out a wad of cash.
Yeah.
Brings girls up on the stage and tells them to do a twerk contest. Everybody starts booing her.
Really?
That they're like, yo, this is not what we signed on for.
Right.
You were supposed to come up if you had a.
What did the ticket say? Did it say performance? Or
No,
say
it didn't say. It
book
didn't say
signing?
anything. It just said, an evening with Nikki or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
She's a rapper, so you would think she would rap.
No, I wasn't even. Listen,
How
I
did
just
you
went there
know
for-
not to expect?
Because it didn't say performance by Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
It
you're
was
saying
right
that because
after
you're an artist. You know.
Right, I know what the deal is. If it's an evening with Nikki, that means that the bitch is just gonna walk around.
Twirl a couple times.
Yeah, twirl her little fake
Right.
little fucking ass cheeks, and then
But
you
still,
leave.
But you still do it though.
Huh?
You still hook up with her.
I don't think so, man.
No.
Nah, man.
It's a little-
You know what it is? It's a fucking voice.
Rah, 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 rah.
It doesn't. It's not even that. When she talks,
Yeah.
she's and you know, nah, not my cup of tea. Anyway, neither is Cardi B. Cardi B ain't my cup of tea either. I like light skinned girls with fat asses, but I don't even take all of them now.
Right.
I'm good. But yeah. So then she gets upset and then throws the $100 bills, and the fucking hood rat bitches start fighting over it.
She throws it into the crowd.
No, she throws it on stage.
On stage.
And all the bitches start grabbing for it.
Ugh.
It was just the hoodest shit ever. So then the club closes. She gets out before the club closes.
Uh-huh.
Gets in her fucking SUV and, her
Peels off.
Peels off. So I come outside. Now, mind you, I was like, that has got to be the worst shit I've ever seen. And a group of like barbs is standing outside. I was like, she's ridiculous. I was like, I don't give her no props. They was just like, what? Fuck you. You ain't shit.
So they
like,
defended her even after they shitted on them.
Right. They started arguing with me. I was like, they should have never put her on American Idol. I said, first of all, I said, tell me this. And I said to them, I said, you just paid to get into this club to see this broad for 20 minutes. Yeah. And then she peels off. I said, you're a fan of that? And they looked at each other. You paid to get in? I was like, no, I got it for free.
Yeah.
I was like, I was in VIP. How about you?
Right.
The bitch was like, fuck you. You ain't shit. You think you all that. Eat a dick and all that.
Bitch, stop grabbing air and go somewhere else.
Right. Get out of here. Get out of here. Kick rocks, man. All right. So, top 10 independent albums in the country.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, hold on. Let me see. I don't even know if it's shared on my timeline right now. Oh, yes, it did. All right.
Good.
All right. Top 10 independent albums in the country.
Number 10.
Number 10 is the Texas Tenors, and the album is called Rise. So the Texas Tenors are they actually Emmy Award winners.
Oh, okay.
They recorded a thing back in 2013 for PBS.
I was gonna say for CSI.
Nah, man. These guys are. It's like 3 tenors, but one is like a trained opera singer. It's like an opera singer, country music singer, and a pop singer.
That's a lot going on there.
Right.
But a lot of talent.
Right.
Super talented.
But they're amazing.
I bet.
They're amazing. They were on 4th season of America's Got Talent.
Gotcha.
All right. So number 9.
Number 9.
They were number 1 last week. They dropped down to number 9. Queens of the Stone Age. And the album's called Villains. So definitely go check them out. They dope. I love Queens of the Stone Age.
They're dope.
Even if, you know what I'm saying, every time they come out, they got different musicians.
I still don't know who's in the band. Is Dave Grohl still in the band?
Nah, I think he only did like 2 albums.
Their album came out. Their new album
Foo Fighters, right?
Yeah, I like it.
I think they're number 1. They're probably number 1 this week.
I like it.
I'll check them out in a second. All right, number 8 is Lynch Mob.
Really?
With the Brotherhood. No, they're not talking about lynching black people.
And I thought it was a Goody Mob. It's not Goody
No.
Mob.
The Lynch Mob is an American rock band from Dokken guitarist George Lynch.
Okay.
So that's his group.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's called the Lynch Mob. Please don't take a knee for.
Don't be sensitive.
Don't take a knee for the Lynch Mob.
Don't be overly sensitive. We need some common sense.
All right. So number 7 is a group called Always, but it's actually spelled ALVVAYS. But they're like a dream pop, indie pop kind of group and all that, man. They're from Canada. I listened to their new album. It's dope. Okay. I mean, shout out to Tidal. Still on Tidal.
Tidal's a shit.
I haven't gone back to Spotify. I took Spotify off my phone.
Oh, you took it off?
Yeah, finally. I just
keep
like
them both.
Yeah. So Tidal is paying 10 times as much as Spotify for streaming. Can you believe that? And nobody wants
figured it out.
Nobody wants to do it, man. Okay. So the album is called Anti-Socialites. Always.
That's a cool title.
Yeah.
See what they did there.
Number 6.
What up, Ju? What up?
Hey, JuJu's in the building. I got something for you, JuJu. Yeah.
Tastes like weed too.
So number 6 is Arch Enemy. And the album is called Will to Power.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it Arch Enemy or Arch Enemy? No, Arch Enemy.
Arch Enemy. They're a Swedish death metal band. They're actually like a Swedish super group.
I wonder if, because they're really good. There's a Swedish rock band. I'm blanking on the name. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to go down that road.
What? Carcass, Armageddon, Carnage?
No.
Was it Carnage?
No. They sound just like Black Sabbath.
Oh, shit.
They're really good. I got to find their name. I'll send it to you when I can.
All right. So this is a death metal group from Sweden. So if you're into death metal, check them out. They're dope. Number 5 is actually it's the soundtrack for the Twin Peaks.
Really?
Music from the limited event series. Now they have 2 album covers. So you got to check out which one you want to get. I think it's out on vinyl as well.
Cool.
And they have the Twin Peaks album. If you ever watched Twin Peaks back in the day, it's a very weird show. It's very weird. So you got to check that out. Let's keep going. Number 4.
Number 4
is Toby. Oh, Shoutout. Yo, Shoutout, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Everything's on all right on this end, brother. We chilling. Number 4 is Toby Keith, and the album is called The Bus Songs. The fuck?
If you ever have a bus,
hey man, Toby Keith has turned into the guy that just makes music to get fucked up to, like Red Solo Cup. Like everybody hated that record, but it's just about drinking.
That's it.
So check out Toby Keith. The album's called The Bus Songs. He went independent and he just don't care. He's got Hawaiian shirts on every day. Like
Hawaii Soki.
Yeah. He's doing Hawaiian Sophie and shit. All right, so number 3 is Dustin Lynch, and another country singer, and his album is called Current Mood. And this is his 3rd. Yeah, he signed to Broken Bow Records. If you like straight across country music with like a new flair or whatever, check out Dustin Lynch. I really like him. All right, so number 2 is Odessa. If you're into EDM music, Odessa is the electronic music group from Seattle. Chris Weaver says this is like America's Top 40. I'd like to send a long distance dedication, please. Go ahead, man. What's your long distance dedication, brother? I want to send this out to Sally. So Odessa, check them out. They have a new album. Their album is called A Moment Apart. And number 1 this week on the charts is The National. They're a band, and the album is called Sleep Well Beast. The National. They're from Cincinnati, Ohio. And let me see which album it is. It's getting rave reviews. Like, you got to check these guys out. This is their 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th album.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But this one I think is gonna go down. They're probably gonna win a couple Grammys for this one. So check them out. And that's the top 10 independent albums in the country. You know what? Let me check the Billboard 200 and see who's got the number 1 album in the country right now. Ooh.
Who is it?
Oh shit. Thomas Rhett. Life Changes.
Okay.
And number 2 is The National, actually. They have the number 2 album in the country. Independent. Independent group has the number 2 album in the country, and Odessa has the number 3. Now, this is just on Billboard Top 200.
Okay.
So you have
crushing it right.
So you have 2 albums from the independent world that, well, wait, Dustin Lynch has the number 7 album in the country, right in front of Kendrick Lamar's Damn.
Kendrick been in for how many weeks though?
Kendrick has been on the charts for 4 weeks.
That's it.
I think the album. No. Last week was number 4.
Okay.
Let me check. Weeks on the charts, 23 weeks. I'm sorry. I want to send this to Susan in Wisconsin. Play a Swedish Christian metal band. Yeah, man. So in the top 10 albums in the country right now, you got 3 that are independent. So if you don't believe that you can make it in this business, talk to The National, Odessa, and Dustin Lynch.
Yeah, work harder.
Work harder, because you can make it. Doesn't matter. So let's get to what we really wanted to talk about tonight. Oh, before we get into the crazy shit, check out the dedication section.
Yep.
I want to give a shout out to Gina Brion, our former guest, comedian. She got married She got married over the weekend.
Good for her. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. So Gina Brion, shout out to you.
Were you at the wedding?
Yeah, man. It. Let me tell you about this wedding, man.
There must have been so many comedians.
Yo, so many. Yo, JuJu, get on the mic, man. We ain't got nobody in here tonight. In fact, come get these treats, man. Come and get these treats. Just take 2. Please don't take more.
He's not liable for.
Yeah. I'm not liable for what happens. Just take.
The square.
Yeah, take the square and another one.
Take one more.
Take one.
Taste it.
It's
Yeah.
mad strong.
Yeah. So.
We got mad edibles all the time.
So she got married at Gotham Comedy Club
Oh, that's dope.
in the city.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Was that where she met her husband? Where's this mic?
Is that where she? Wait, Gypsy.
it's on. It's on. Damn, stop beating up
I
the
don't
mic.
I'm sorry, I don't have headphones.
Yeah, it's all right. That kind of happens.
Is that where they
long,
met?
It's long and it's black, and you got to put it up to your mouth. You know you like it. Anyway.
So unfamiliar to me.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. No, I don't. I'm not sure where they met, but they definitely got. Christopher Weave's going in on me. Come get some treats. Yeah, so I don't know where they met, but they definitely. He is a singer, songwriter. He's a performer
Okay.
himself, and he could play the shit. He's played 7 different instruments.
7 instruments?
Yo, this dude was on the piano
Another Beck.
and killed the shit.
Wow.
So, I've never been to a wedding where the priest, the reverend was cracking jokes. Like the reverend had the place lit up.
Yeah.
There was so many comedians there. JuJu, I saw people from BET. I saw people from somebody that just had their comic, their half-hour comedy show on Comedy Central was there.
Oh shit.
I met shout out to Thomas Tran. He's a no, actually, is that his name? Come on, Naya, help me out. I know you watching. We were sitting there. It's a comedian. Oh my God, I can't. I'm so upset right now. An Asian comedian. Yo, we talked for like an hour or 2, man. Coolest guy. He lives out in California. Let me see if I can find this shit, man. But shout out to, oh my God, I can't think of everybody's names.
But don't you hate that when people's names escape you? It's on the tip of your fucking
right
tongue.
there,
and you're
man.
like, oh my God, what is. The world's waiting.
But working in a comedy club for 3 years, I met so many people.
Which one did you work at?
I worked at the Laugh Factory in Times Square.
Okay.
So I met a lot of different comedians, man. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. But so they had it in the main room of Gotham Comedy Club. They got married there. They did the reception there. They had Dueling pianos as their band.
Oh, wow.
So they had 2 pianos. Dueling pianos is like this touring group. They have 2 pianos and they
you ever
do
seen
song
that?
requests.
You ever seen like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck go back to
Back
back
and back.
with pianos?
That was-
Yes.
Like a
Oh, right.
Roger
It's
Rabbit.
it's
in
like
the
that.
movie Roger
Yeah.
That's dueling pianos.
Yeah,
They're
they
like,
throw.
Oh.
They have.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
cards that you sign up for, and you give them a song and they'll play it.
That's cool.
That shit was crazy. Shit was nuts. But
That's cool.
yo, man, she had a dude of honor. She had 2 maids of honor and a dude of honor.
Uh-huh.
Like it was crazy. The food was excellent. I don't know where she got it from. Where they got it from.
Chipotle?
No, man. She had some good shit. She had some real good
Did you say
shit.
Chipotle?
Chipotle. They do.
Yeah, they got Chipotle for the wedding.
There are people, they do
getting
cater
Chipotle for my-
events.
I know there's people with bad taste in food. I understand that.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to have Chipotle in my wedding.
Yeah?
I'm not getting married.
I'm not eating it. I probably would eat it because I'll be drunk.
You're not coming to my
Dueling
wedding.
banjos. Chris
I'm
Reeve
not?
said he's going to have
No,
dueling
I'm not getting
banjos.
married.
Oh,
You never getting
Never
married?
say never.
Come on, fam. You know you're going to get
You
married.
know, I'm waiting for it, but she,
Yeah, man. That's his name. His name is Tom Tran. He's a U.S. Army veteran, and he's a comedian. Yo, this dude, his story is so crazy. You got to check him out. Follow him on Instagram. He's been shot 4 times.
Damn.
He did 2 tours in Afghanistan. He told me he got shot like the second day he was in Afghanistan, yo.
That's whack.
I was like, yo, son. Like he was just he doesn't have it.
If he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all.
Yo, but he said that this is like that shit. It's like the base of his comedy. Yo, he's hilarious, man.
He's like, yo,
He
the
had
first
me-
day I was there, I got shot. The fuck is this shit?
Not even 48 hours.
They fucking shooting at me.
Yo, that shit was crazy, man. But he's a real good dude, man. Shout out to him. But yo, they look so happy at the wedding,
That's
man.
good.
Now they didn't even throw rice. So when they came out, they gave everybody bubbles. So they were walking through.
That's
bubbles.
nice.
Yeah, it was dope though. But shout out to her, man. Shout out to her for coming on the show, and shout out to her. I wish you and your hubby nothing but great years together, man.
I'm so glad I was in the studio that day. I was so hyped. I was like, oh my God, you remember me? You remember me? I saw you at Mama Juana's. But she did, so I won.
Yeah. So stupid. So let's get into the real shit, man. So I need to ask both of y'all what you feel about this whole situation in the NFL, man, and Trump. Trump really.
He really showed his hand. I think a lot of people that have still, even after all of this, before this, but everything leading up to this, have supported him, and I think this has pushed him even further out and shown his hand. I know a lot of publicly celebrities have denounced him, shown support for the players. We were making fun of Ray Lewis. I'm trying to think someone else I just saw. I think it was, speaking of comedian, I think it was another comedian who was just like, dude, how are you? And even like not the Patriots, but specifically like Brady, who's like Mr. America, Mr. Trump, was like, dude, you're going too far.
Right.
And it's just unprecedented where the president of the United States is, using divisive language in something of a relatively small global platform as American sports. I mean, American sports are obviously massive and they're big and we care about them. But as far as like world geopolitics, the president should not care. The only time the president should care about is like when there's championships and you invite them to the White House or maybe wherever you're from, your college is in
the problem.
No, you shouldn't care.
Time out. What the fuck happened?
Okay, so he had a speech. Mainly he said, this is what got me pissed off. He was just like, don't you wish the heads of the NFL would tell these sons of bitches to shit down and be quiet?
Right. Or fine or fire them. If you don't stand, if you take a knee for the national anthem, you should be fined or fired in the NFL. And even the head of Roger Goodell, who's a prick and a super, whatever, even he was like, dude, don't tell me how to run my business.
Right.
Basically.
I'm not telling you how to run this fucking country. Don't tell me how to fucking. So the problem that I have, you calling these people who take a knee son of a bitch. So how would you like it if somebody called you your mother a bitch?
Right.
Like, come on, bro.
Right. Yeah,
like,
if you want to take. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, in 2017, if someone called me son of a bitch, I'm not going to be thinking that they're talking about my mother. I'll be honest. But I know where you're coming from.
I mean, for you to be the president, using that kind of language.
Should not be using profane language at all, let alone on social media.
Was this a tweet or an actual speech?
No,
he's a pussy. He's not going to say to someone.
No. He said the sons.
Oh, was that
of
a
bitch.
Speech?
He said the sons of bitches.
Speech. Okay.
He said the sons of bitches thing in a speech.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I'm like, he cursed.
Oh yeah.
Was this a live speech?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Then on the other side of it, you got him tweeting out shit about North Korea, and now fucking Kim Jong-un is saying that his tweets is a declaration of war.
All right, I'll say this. Kim Jong-un is fucking insane. Anything would be a declaration of
both
war.
of them. Il and Un.
Yeah.
They're both.
Right. They're the two
Ilun.
They're the two crazy son of a bitches on the planet right now. Unfortunately, we are under the
scrutiny of both of these fucking small dick bastards.
We're under the control of one of them. But yeah, I think that he's losing some support with that. But at the same time, it's emboldening the support that a lot of the support he already has, and it's creating really divisive language and discussion. Well, I hope it would create discussions, but I think it's creating a division in people that aren't having discussions, even more so.
You know what? Let's open up the phone lines. I'm going to get a couple people. Let's get the number. What is it? 914-618?
Yeah, 5006.
5006. Let's get that. Let's get that popping. Somebody put up a long Facebook status, and I'd like to read it for everybody. It says, to my reluctant friends and or associates and my confused people of color, a tutorial for the NFL protest part 1. This ain't about the flag. But if you wish to discuss it according to the actual flag code, any attire depicting the flag is considered disrespectful. Something to keep in mind next July 4th. That was the first point he made. Second point, this ain't about the troops. Many people who never even took the ASVAB, or the ASVAB, which is a test that you take to get into the military. He said, I took it and scored a 98 out of 100. Yet want to speak for our troops. You don't get to speak for veterans. Many have already spoken, and overwhelmingly majority supports protests because that's a right. They fought to protect, not you. Be humble and sit down. Number 3, he said, speaking of sitting down, did you stand when the anthem was played when you watched those games at home? No? Interesting.
That's a great point. Because no one does.
Right.
I mean, most people, when the fucking anthem, dude, it's just, that's the whole thing. It's all become over politicized. Nobody growing up. Everyone, when we were kids, we hated putting our hands over our hearts. Like,
right.
It's something so ceremonial and so, and I'm not saying it shouldn't be said, it shouldn't be sung. I'm not even saying that. But to scrutinize people that choose not to participate, go fuck yourself.
Right. The next point he made was this protest is about police brutality, inequality, and white supremacy. What's sad is I had to list this fourth instead of first just so some of you wouldn't tune this out. Number 5, stop policing when and how people protest. There has yet to be a right place, right time for protest according to those unaffected by the causes people are protesting. Next point, stop asking people of color to explain their pain to you. That's lazy as fuck, and you need to stop now. Start with The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander, or simply study the history of black people in America more than a month out of the year. There's more to us than Rosa Parks, MLK, and Obama.
That's the biggest one. I mean, that's the part that it hits me like a brick when I'm having conversations with folks about this stuff. It's like, have you picked up a book?
Right. Have you read?
Do you know the history of the African American experience in this country?
Yeah. You don't know what it is to be an African American.
And I
living
hate the
in
argument of people saying, "Well, I can never understand what it's like to be black." No, you can't.
You can't.
I'm not a woman, but I can empathize or sympathize
Right.
what it's like to be raped. No, I will never understand. Knock on wood. I won't know what
Yeah,
that ever feels
exactly.
like. But I will never understand. I will never understand. What it's like to have a child. I will never understand. A lot of things. I mean,
Right.
there are things that you personally go through that I will never.
Right.
But I can
I had
fucking empathize.
Right. I had this conversation about women. Juju, you can answer this. Being objectified, right? It's not a good feeling to be a woman and to walk down the street and have people fucking, whistle at you, try to grab your fucking ass, talk to you real crazy. That don't feel good, does it?
When it's negative, yes. When it's positive, it depends.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sorry I can't make your point because sometimes it is and sometimes it is. It all depends on the mood of the woman, and honestly, that fluctuates daily,
No,
many
I
times
got
a
you.
day. You know
I
what
got
I'm
you.
saying?
Okay.
So, but generally, yes, it's a mad annoying.
So my experience with being objectified, and I know it's going to sound crazy. I was singing at a wedding somewhere. I think it was in Connecticut, and there was a dude there, tall, big guy, gay guy.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there, I'm singing, and he's standing in front of me while I'm singing, and he's dancing in front of me, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep.
So I just walk around him. You know what I'm saying? We're a band that interacts with the crowd. That's what we're known for. That's
Right.
what we get paid to do.
Right.
So when I walk away from him, he comes back and stands behind me and starts gyrating on my fucking ass.
Nah, bro.
So now listen to this.
Sorry.
So
That's fucked up.
No,
it is, but
but-
it was funny because I
No,
picture
it is funny. I can laugh about it now, of
course.
But in that instance, I'm like, yo, my dude, can you get your dick off my ass?
You get
Like
a swift
I
elbow
look,
like
but
that.
look, yo, but wait, I went to go punch him in the face,
Yeah.
and my boss, who was also the band leader, was just like, chill, like don't fucking push him, he's drunk, like don't do that shit. But at the same time, I'm like, I can empathize with because
And I don't have that
happens to
option.
women.
Yeah, and I don't have the option
Right.
to turn around and punch him. I mean, I could, but it may do little or nothing, and I might get hit back.
Right. But what I'm saying is I can empathize with someone that has women are going to get sexually assaulted way more than men are sexually assaulted.
Absolutely, men are stronger than women. That's right.
Right.
That's the crux of it.
Pretty much.
Men are physically stronger
And
than women.
men prey.
We
and
feel
men
that we can
prey,
do that.
Right. And men prey on women,
Of course.
because they think that there's not going to be any ramifications or any kind of
I
fucking.
don't believe them,
Right.
or you know,
There's nothing going to be done to me in return.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is very similar to the African American experience in a situation where we don't feel that our voice is heard in certain criminal situations where
Right.
we feel, because it's a white jury or a white judge or a white cop, that we're not going to be heard. And the cop knows that, and they use that to their
Right.
advantage, and they manipulate the situation.
Chris Weaver said, but what about respecting the opinion of someone that does agree with the way they are protesting? Doesn't it come down to freedom of speech unless you disagree with my point of view? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, though. No, you're right. I respect anybody. I'm going to respect your point of view. If you want to, if you voted for Trump or you're a Trump supporter, I understand that. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I may not agree with you, but I'm going to respect your opinion. But now when you start attacking me or you start saying, well, why did you do this? Why I can't ask you the same question? Like, people that support him don't feel like they need to defend their position. You do.
Yeah, no, totally. I feel that people. I like to ask people why they voted for Trump, because there's a bunch of reasons why people voted for Trump. I'm not one of those people that think, oh, you voted for Trump, you're a racist. I think that's bullshit. I think there was a lot of reasons why people didn't want to vote for Hillary. They didn't want to vote for the Democrats.
I didn't want to vote for Hillary. I didn't vote. You know what? I'm going to put this. I'm going to put this out.
Yeah.
I didn't vote for Hillary. I wrote my candidate in.
Okay.
You can write it in. I voted for Bernie.
Okay.
And I wrote his name in and gave it in. So my vote didn't count. Of course it didn't count. Right. But you know what? I did that because I didn't want to vote for either
That's your
one
right.
of them.
That's your right.
That's
as
my
an
right
American
as a
voting
person.
citizen. You absolutely.
But the reason why I didn't vote for her is because she's still tied to big business.
Absolutely.
And I said, you know what? And anyway, she won New York, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
You people that sit up here and talk about, well, you should have voted for Hillary Clinton. Hillary won New York by a fucking landslide.
No way Trump.
You guys do not understand the Electoral College and how it works. You don't get it. You don't know how it works. And another, somebody tweeted this, and I wish I knew who tweeted this. It says, thinking NFL players are protesting the flag is like thinking Rosa Parks was protesting public transportation.
Yeah, I saw that a few places. Yeah, it's true. People are looking at the surface and they're overgeneralizing, everyone's message, and people,
Right. Christopher
just
Lee
missing the
Weaver
point.
says, I don't talk about why or who I voted for. That's why there's a curtain on the bottom. The curtain on the booth. It's my business. It is.
You don't have
Listen,
to.
the only reason why I'm saying it is because I have a platform.
We're friends and we can have an open conversation
Right.
about it, but that's fine. Be private.
No, you can be private all you want.
Okay.
But, if you want to have an opinion about the NFL, if you want to have an opinion about the players, about them protesting, if you want to have an opinion, that's fine. The only thing is, can we have a productive and educated conversation without anybody getting upset, anybody getting angry? You understand what I'm saying? And can we come to a realization of how we can make it better instead of making it worse? I know everybody's upset, but at the same time, can we come on one accord and make a way? Like, that's the problem.
It's tough because these are long-standing issues that don't have it's not, you can't write a law, you can't flip a switch, you can't these things are sewn into the fabric of this country. And when we talk about systematic racism, that I feel like through time and evolution it will generally fade away.
Of course.
I honestly believe that we're in the transition period. But it hasn't been that long. I mean,
And
our
people say,
grandparents.
Man,
I mean, just our grandparents, two generations removed.
my father is over the age of 75 now.
Yeah.
So you're talking to someone that had to live through the Jim Crow era, had to live through separate but equal, had to live through the civil rights movement in the 60s. And this man is not like. We got people here that they're still alive.
Right, they're still alive. And it's not like there was some switch where, you know, and the things you said. I mean, it's a gradual downstep of you know, having a group of people that were once slaves in a country. They go from being slaves to be emancipated, indentured service, to having separate but quote unquote equal, even though it wasn't equal.
Right.
It was always inferior services and inferior products and everything like that. And then, you know, it went from that to the Jim Crow, and it went to basically de facto slavery, or just really separate communities.
Yeah,
You know,
of course.
you build ghettos, and then you defund those ghettos, whether, you know, through education, and then you control it through policing, and that's what we have now.
And one thing that you said earlier, which I thought was amazing, you said you have to understand something. Your experience, or people that are non-African American, or not even non-African American. Let's get this straight: non-African American, non-Asian, because the Asians were brought over here as slaves as well.
Yeah, they
so
worked
don't
on the
even get
railroad.
it right. So don't even get it twisted.
Yeah.
Don't think that we're the only ones that have been shitted on.
I mean, when's the last time you seen a Native American family go to the movies together?
Right. But what I'm saying.
And I mean, I learned that from another comedian, but he said it very seriously. It might have been Carlos Mencia.
Right. Well, the
When he was
one
good.
thing you said was that you said you can't understand our position because your people didn't come over here. They came over here
By
on their
choice.
by choice.
Yeah.
We didn't come over here by choice.
Oh yeah, I learned that one from Paul Mooney.
Right. We didn't come here by choice.
Got our asses snatched up. I mean, it's a little different.
Oh, Chris Rock also said it. Chris Weaver said wasn't Clinton one that was putting people in jail. Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. I mean,
They're all fucked up.
yeah, man.
They're all fucked up. Did you watch 13th?
Yes,
I mean, that was amazing.
dude.
There's so many secret deals and back conversations. That's
Right.
why I hate having these conversations with people that first of all, they forget about, they don't know, you know, the black experience. They don't even know American history.
They don't.
And they don't even have the concept of how dirty and how grimy this country
Right.
is. I mean,
Like one thing that I didn't know, that I learned, you know, that they're not going to tell you in the textbooks,
Yeah.
or American history, is that the black community was with Republican Party
in the beginning.
all the way up until JFK,
Right.
when he was going against oh my goodness, I am not a crook. What's his name?
Oh no, he didn't go against Nixon.
Yes, he did. He ran
He went
against
against Nixon? He did
Yes,
run
he
against-
did.
I'm sorry.
He ran against Nixon. So the change of, you know, predominantly black people or minorities going with the Democratic vote
Yeah.
was only because Bobby Kennedy called MLK's wife and said, you know, he's locked up. We're sorry about that.
Right.
They told what's the guy's name? You just said it. Nixon. They told Nixon to call, but Bobby Kennedy called first. That was the change.
That's deep.
That was the change.
Well, yeah, I mean, black folks were going with Republicans because that was, you know, Lincoln. He freed the slaves. He was a Republican. I mean, that's historically where it came from, but it switched. But then, not even just that. And then further on in that documentary, they talked about how who's got to replace Nixon.
Oh shit!
Jesus
Let's see.
Christ. He was worse. I mean, he was quoted as saying, you know, we're gonna give these black folks. He used more colorful language.
We're gonna get these niggers.
Yeah, we're gonna give them everything they want, and they started doing the assisted programs, the welfare.
Right.
And basically, he got us hooked on welfare and getting assistance from the government and getting fat off of that, and
You talking about Ford?
no, before Ford.
Well, Gerald Ford took
No,
over.
who replaced Nixon? Who was his?
Gerald Ford.
Was it Ford?
Yeah.
I guess it was Ford.
And then Jimmy Carter came after Ford.
Yeah, Ford. He said, yeah, basically, let's get these guys hooked on welfare, and they'll forever love our party. They'll love the
Yeah.
Democratic Party. No, who took over after JFK? Not Nixon. JFK.
No, JFK. Let's go back.
Who was his? That's what I meant. Because it was the Democratic Party.
Chris said, Chris wants to know who JuJu studying over there.
I don't know.
I'm preparing.
She's preparing for the Hangover Takeover.
Oh, she's preparing for her show, man. All right, so who was before Was that before?
No, we're looking up JFK's vice. Lyndon Johnson. That's
Johnson. Yeah,
Johnson.
Johnson.
You said Ford. So yeah, Johnson. Look up. He's got a really famous quote talking about how they proactively said we will forever get the black vote because basically we're going to get them strung out on welfare and living off the government dole. And they've been very successful. It's one of the tactics that they have used to disrupt and destroy and break up the black community, the African American community. On top of the war on drugs, heroin in the 70s, crack in the 80s.
And the 90s.
Yeah. Now weed in the 90s, 2000, and now, and then it's getting everywhere.
So you had Truman, Eisenhower, JFK, and then Lyndon B. Johnson. But Johnson was in there because JFK got shot,
right?
And then Nixon.
But my parents remind me, my mom especially reminds me how much, JFK he didn't really do a whole lot for black folks.
His brother was the one. His brother was the one that got the votes for him. Yeah. Got the black community coming behind him.
He was the first Bill Clinton.
I'm saying I don't think he wasn't in that long. He was in for what, 2 years before he got shot? He died in office. He was in January 20th, 61. They killed him in 63. He didn't
under Nixon. He got the Small Business Act through. Lot of black businesses got their startup in the 70s through Nixon.
All right, Chris. Shout out to Chris Weaver. Good night, man. Eudora Brooks, what's going on, baby? Yeah, man. But listen, everybody always wants to say, "Oh, you're black, you must be Democrat." What?
Spanish
JuJu?
Too.
JuJu, seriously. You don't,
It's common. It's more common for us to be demo, but it's not unheard of to be
a Republican.
Look at Stacey Dash.
Yeah, but that bitch crazy.
She's crazy.
She gives good Republicans a bad name.
That's a bad.
I guess when you have money, it changes things. So what they should say is most moderately poor to poor people are Democrats.
They are because they get the welfare assistance.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that either. A lot of low income people are mostly white. Think about that.
There are more whites in this country than any other demographic.
Right.
Well, is there more whites in this country than any other race?
Yes, it is.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, but we're talking about poor people though. Just because we
that's why there's
stop
more.
thinking as a New Yorker, because as New Yorkers we think that all the poverty is all the minorities. It's not. You have white people
tied to the hood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where in all these other places.
Think about the trailer parks.
Middle America. Yeah,
man. Think about the Midwest. There's no black people in the Mid. Well, there's a predominantly small amount of black people in the Midwest.
Got to be so fucking politically correct with these people because somebody want to drag you for one wrong fact.
Right. I mean those are facts. You know what I'm saying? Those are facts. And I saw one of my friends who is he's not naval. He was a Marine. And he was like, I stand. And I said, you know what? You have every right to.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's your business. That's your prerogative.
Right. Like, I understand.
That's what America's awesome. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Not anymore. Because you got people dragging you because you want to take a fucking knee.
Well, that comes with the social media because before, I guess people were doing it, but nobody was as aware.
No, they did it before. You remember back in the 60s?
That's what I said. They were doing it before, but since the social media wasn't a heavy presence, nobody was really aware of it.
One of the most iconic pictures you're ever going to see is the two black men on stage at the Olympics with their fists raised in the air. You know how much they got death threats. Yeah. Like, people don't understand that.
The guy said he would do it again too.
Right.
He lost his family. Like, really? I think his wife left him and everything. Yeah. Like, it was bad. It was bad. It wasn't just I'm gonna put my fist up, get in a little trouble, and then go back to normal life. Like,
right. These guys had to endure. Okay. Is Naya still watching? Naya made me watch Loving for a second time.
I don't know.
So the movie is about an interracial couple, white man, black woman. She got pregnant. He said, "I'm going to marry you." They lived in Virginia. They drove up to Washington D.C. to get married. Now, interracial marriage is legal in the District of Columbia, but not in the state of Virginia. So when they went back to Virginia, the cops kicked in their fucking door.
Wow.
And arrested them for being married. and says your marriage license is not valid here.
Gotcha.
He goes to try to bail her out. The lieutenant or captain or
I'm
whatever.
sorry, this is a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie. But you have to watch the documentary. It was based off a documentary. So the whole time this captain is like, boy, come here.
So this is a true story.
It's a true story. Boy, come here. Calling him boy. He was just like, you confused? He was like, you don't know whether or not, all y'all live together, Native American, the Indians, the niggas, y'all all live together. Like there was a community of people. Now the white guy who married a black woman, his father used to work for a black man.
Okay.
And they all lived in the same community. Okay. White, black, Native American. So, make a long story short, the problem that he had with it was that the defense of the state of Virginia was that you have children of mixed race. They're not going to know who they are, and they're going to grow up crazy. They said the state of Virginia considered the kids bastards of the state.
What? Wow. That's crazy.
Now,
so they threw them in foster care?
No. The kids, no. They told them they had to move out of the state of Virginia. If they came back, they would have jail time.
Wow.
So they ordered them to leave the state.
Take the kids.
The kids will go into foster care and they will go to jail for a year. They said that if they returned, no, they had to leave the state for 25 years.
25 years, quarter century.
They moved up to D.C. Okay. The wife was not having it. She was just like, I don't want to live here. I want to live in the country. I want to live where my kids can go outside and play.
Right.
He bought land for her to build a house.
Okay.
So, now, it gets progressively worse. The case goes to city, county, state, federal, and then it goes up against the Supreme Court. Okay. They fought for close to 10 years to get their case thrown out.
Wow.
They get the case thrown out.
Okay.
They were able to live back in Virginia. The end of the movie ends with him and his wife and the 3 kids on the land, and he's building the house from the ground up for her.
Right.
7 years after the case, the Supreme Court said it was unconstitutional for interracial marriage to be illegal. He was killed by a drunk driver.
What?
Driver?
Yo, I was crying my
The same day? The day before it was passed?
No.
The next day?
No, it's just 7 years after.
Oh.
7 years after the case, he was killed by a drunk driver. I was crying my fucking eyes out. I watched it the first time, and I cried. She was like, but I want to watch it.
How would you ever want to watch that thing twice?
Yo, I'm
That's
watching.
Watch once.
Yes, like Bridget to
moment with it.
Have you ever seen the Bridget to? Oh, fuck.
The bridge what?
The bridge to Tabithia?
No.
The second time, the what got me was he goes out with his friends, his black friends and his black friends goes, so you know exactly what we going through. You know exactly what the fuck is up. He was like, only thing you need to do is divorce her. Just divorce her. Just divorce her. The black guy was telling the white guy, just divorce her. And you can live regular. And
That's crazy.
He gets home and the wife he starts crying and he says to her.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
He says to the wife, I can take care of you. What fucked me up even more is they said, yo, listen, they want to invite you to the hearing at the Supreme Court. He was like, I'm not going to go. He was like, I've been doing this for like 8-9 years. I'm not going. He said, is there anything that you want to say to the judge? And he takes a drag of his cigarette and he looks at the guy and he was like, tell the judge I love my wife. I lost it. I was just like,
right. Snot, right.
Snot bubbling. And at the end of the movie, Naya's sitting there watching it, and it says at the end of the movie that he was killed by a drunk driver. She was like, oh no. Then she starts crying.
Right. I thought you were going to tell me one of those racist ass fucking crackers down there fucking burned his house down or something. Killed him while he was building his house or something. Because it's tough, right?
Shit is crazy, man.
Listen, we live in a beautiful country where we have states and if for one reason you can't live in North Carolina, you can move to Virginia or you can move here. But there is a matter of principle. It's like if you want to live somewhere, you have every fucking right, or if you feel you have the right because you want to love your wife. I mean, it's something as simple as you know, marriage and loving someone of a different race, religion, whatever,
Right.
you should not be, you know, chased out of a state, you know. But wow, drunk driver, Jesus Christ, it's so weird. I don't know.
Shit
Life is
crazy,
so weird, man.
It's so nuts.
As much as we try and make sense of it and put rules on it, man, there's just always those curveballs that, like,
Yeah,
fuck.
you never know. You never know what's
You
going
never
on.
know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're gonna wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
I know you guys are about to get on right now.
Yeah,
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we love you. Thank you for watching. All my peoples that checked it out. Chris Weaver, Eudora Brooks, Nia Barnes, my boy Shalant was in the building tonight. We want to thank y'all for watching. And please, 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 please support the people that have lost their lives, have lost their homes and everything by Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Maria. Damn, man. This...
What was the first one? I forgot the first one.
Shit, it was...
no, it was Irma. Irma was the first one. Right?
Irma was the first one. There had to be one before that. There was H. Was it Harvey?
Harvey, right.
Right. Harvey,
That hit
Irma.
Texas.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So please support them. Go to... You know what? You know, people sit up here and they try to fucking... You know, oh, the Red Cross, they don't donate. Find an organization that you want to donate your funds
Someone
to.
you can trust.
Or even... They, in my community, in Yonkers... They just did 2 or 3 trucks that they had donate everything, food, clothes, water, and they sent the trucks directly down to Texas.
Listen, the power to the people, man. Everyone. I mean, we live in an age, social media age, where we can literally organize ourselves to help people. I mean, in situations where it's, you know, it's Mother Nature. I mean, Mother Nature doesn't care about, you know, any of our issues.
Right.
Whether you're left, right, middle, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
She don't care.
And another thing is, you know, we're sitting up here talking about taking the knee, and I don't think that the federal government has been really doing that much for these people, man.
No.
That's my opinion.
I mean, they're not, you know, but government is not, what I'm learning more and more, you know, the government that is in our federal government, they are not built to really handle these situations in local
These natural
issues.
disasters.
No, they're not built for that, and it takes time. It's going to take a group effort from the local communities and the surrounding local communities. That's how big it is. So.
Yeah, it goes more than that.
Yeah.
And shout out to all the people out in Puerto Rico as well.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
This shit is crazy. But all right, y'all. We'll be back next week. We'll have a guest on next week for sure. I'm not going to tell you who it is. It's going to be a surprise, but it's definitely going to be dope.
Surprise, bitches.
Surprise, bitches. So, ladies and gentlemen, rewatch the episode here on Facebook, or it will be on YouTube coming up very, very shortly. So, as always, keep it indie, baby. Peace.